this is a dual feature day for us. We just hit a writing sessions earlier with Tim at around 1 o'clock and got a horror or a violent Christmas anime con movie written. It was absolutely glorious.
We watched The Killer.
Yeah.
The return of musicians, right? Of writing sessions.
Yeah, the return of writing sessions is around the corner. We also watched The Killer. We watched a little bit of The Creator. We haven't finished it yet, but we've started it. And today's we did a long one last time. We'll probably do a shorter one today. But yeah, we'll just do a little update on a couple of things. I didn't really see any news that interested me, other than surprisingly, the Addison Rae Thanksgiving movie is doing well. But besides that, that's those are the main things. What did you have anything specifically that you were thinking of today, Peter?
I think there's some news that we didn't cover, but we can just jump into it. I'm watching what's the fuck is it called? Songbird
And Snakes.
whatever that Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Songbird and Snakes. Yeah, I'm watching that tonight.
Based.
Was not able to see that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see that sooner or later. That one's projecting to be 50 million budget, so I'm interested to see.
It looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you see The Killer?
Okay. Yes, yeah, I saw The Killer.
We can talk about that.
That was a bit ago, though, I think.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Last week.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's start with The Killer, because I think that's kind of topical at the moment. Basically, what I would say is personally, I gave it, and I did my review. It's going out tomorrow. I gave it a 2.5 out of 4. I thought that it was very stylish. I thought it was pretty well edited and pretty tight. However, there were certain character things that happened that I understand it's supposed to be him blundering or overestimating himself, but to a certain degree it just feels unnatural and didn't come off as well as I thought it would. It felt a little it's not very memorable in my opinion, and just overall I thought it had some interest, it had a lot of promise, but I just didn't capitalize on it a lot of the time, and it ended very abruptly. In a lot of ways, in my opinion, it felt like it could have actually benefited from being a little longer, which is rare. Most movies just are way too long these days. So, I mean, I do appreciate that he tried to keep it down, to a degree. But generally, I thought it was decent. I thought that there was potential, but it just didn't capitalize on it a lot of the time. One thing I kind of agree with Jason on, only in a very different way, is that I kind of got American Psycho vibes at the beginning when he was doing the voiceover and talking about how oh, I wish you guys should wish that you never crossed my path, something along those lines. That's practically almost something Bateman says in the mirror when he's pulling off the skin or the face mask or whatever. So generally there I could see that a little bit in that part, but otherwise it just felt like a pretty standard thriller type thing, and almost had spy thriller vibes, but obviously there wasn't any spying going on. So I guess assassin thriller is the term for it. But yeah, anyway, Jason, what did you think?
Immediately I sit there and picked up on this American Psycho vibe, just because most of the movie is narration. There's not a lot of actual speaking lines in the film, and I thought that was pretty interesting by David Fincher to do that. Michael Fassbender is fantastic. He's in the film. Tilda Swinton only comes in at the end. I like the fact that I don't know if I can spoil it for audience, but
spoiler alert.
Basically, I like the fact that when she fell on the stairs, he just shot her. And she's help me up, and I was he's gonna help her up. Exactly. And he kept saying the same rules over and over again, kind of reminding himself, but he kept fucking up. There's some pretty gruesome scenes. The whole shooting the dude with 9 nails in his chest was pretty fucking insane to watch. And then he basically broke the woman's neck going down the stairs. She just fell down the stairs, so kids can. It's all. I mean, it's really good, character development throughout.
More world building. I don't think there's much development, but there's definitely really good world building of who this person is and how he behaves.
Also, I thought he was for sure gonna kill the pit bull, which would have pissed me off.
Oh, I thought so too.
And I like that he just gave the dog Benadryl.
Well, that's the weird thing too.
I like that he fucking fights the guy, and he's like, okay, this guy I can take. This fucking 6'6" roided out guy, and the dog starts coming in. He's like, "Oh nah, fuck that."
Well, it's true. Yeah, you
I
don't
ain't taking on a pit bull.
Yeah, you don't want to take on a pit.
Out.
You don't want to take on any dog of any medium size or larger.
Yeah, a pit bull named Diva.
Yeah, but that was the thing that I found weird too. Now that we're getting into kind of spoilered parts, I found it weird that there were certain times that it almost seemed that he acted with morality, even though he clearly seemed to have a no morality, do your own thing, no empathy type situation.
Yeah,
so
especially with the woman.
Yeah, the fact
it's definitely difficult to like, since so much of it is narration and like just repeating the mantra, like it's hard to know or really analyze if he has character development when he like acts empathetically to this chick and like actually kills her in a way that her kids will get the life insurance, but at the same time says have no empathy.
Well, one thing too was that like they had this, they had him hear the screams of like people that he had killed. There was like one scene where he was like thinking back on it, and it was very weird because it's like if you're haunted by these things and clearly you have some level of conscious, but the way that he acts about it is almost as if he doesn't. But I mean, if you're saying that maybe he's a slightly untrustworthy narrator, then I can kind of like we don't know what he really feels about his own mantra.
Had
in the garage
for his girlfriend as well. Like
when he's walking.
Pause real quick, Jason. Say that one more time.
Oh yeah, basically, he had sympathy for his girlfriend. So he already broke that code.
For sure, it just makes him weak to a certain degree. And then, okay, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, when he's walking through the garage and he's like thinking back on all of the people that he killed.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was so much as like haunted as he was just one of those things of like, this is all that I've done and now I have to like, it felt like he was just sort of, I don't know what's the word, where you just like recapping all of the steps he's already taken.
I mean, I can kind of understand, and yeah, like it's almost like you're looking back at the journey. I can kind of understand that, but the way that it was framed and the way that it was just edited, it gave me that feeling. So maybe it wasn't portrayed well for what they were trying to go for. I could see that. But I see what you're saying for sure.
Also, he's a psychopath eating a McMuffin without the muffin.
Dude, no, that's the craziest thing he does in the whole film. Is he sits there and he sits on the fucking thing and he opens up and he removes the muffin from his sandwich. Like, just order it without the muffin, you wasteful fucking bastard. Anyway, a homeless person could have eaten that muffin. It's ridiculous.
Like when the garage part where basically he does hear all the voices and everything. The only thing I can kind of make sense with that situation would be he's so calculated and he doesn't think about what he does. He just acts, and then basically all those voices coming up in his head is letting the audience know that he's breaking mentally. Like,
to a degree, I could see that. Yeah, I can 100% see that. I liked, and I think that the thing against him breaking mentally is that he is very calculated all the way through for the most part. But I definitely could see that. The other thing that I like too is the fight scene between the roided out guy. It felt very real.
Yeah, those punches
that was a very good fight scene.
That was one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a while. I'd say that's one of the best in the year actually.
I was also thinking, I wonder if he still does Digital Blood because it looked really good.
It did look really, really, really good. I think that was prosthetic blood. I don't think he.
Yeah, it must have been.
Must have been.
But I'll be keen to see when they release the BTS if
that'd be cool.
He kept doing Digital Blood because
there was.
I mean, he does it a lot, but he never has done a fight scene. So
IMDb claimed that they spent like 175 million or 125 million on this film. And like the only thing that I understand to a degree is that you'd have to buy out the back end of the deal for Swinton and Fassbender, because basically when you do the streaming, obviously they don't get royalties, so you need to pay them some larger amount on the back end to make up for the royalties that they would have made. So then they get paid like a larger check when you go to Netflix.
It had a 3-week theatrical run, I think.
It did have like a small, it did have a small. I think it made 360. We didn't know that. Apparently, you have to have it run in theaters for a couple of weeks, and if you don't, you can't get it in just for the Oscars. That's a rule now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's
so Netflix plays it in for a few weeks.
I think Netflix bought a theater.
Did they? Oh, just so they could play their shit? That's so fucking.
And they
stupid.
get the money back.
Well, I think there was talk that like studios were not always like going to allow them to show their films, so they just bought a theater. I think
Dude,
they bought like a big theater, like the
what
Chinese
if
theater.
what if they did like a theater where you go in and you have like it's a big group, but like everybody has a thing in front of them, and it pulls up 3 movies, and it can be like newer movies that came out, and everybody votes, and whatever gets it, like people could fuck. And that's what gets pulled up. That'd be fucking lit. Anyway, I'm sorry. That'd be just an interesting idea. So, yeah, like I know they do that in order to like get awards and stuff. I think it made 363,000 in the box office or something like that, if I remember correctly. But generally speaking, that just seems like a lot of money for this film, considering it didn't seemingly have that intensive location pieces. Like it, and they didn't have like tons of brand name actors. So, Netflix just has crazy money to throw around though. But yeah.
I wonder what the cost is.
No, IMDb, I
I
don't really necessarily. You can't fully trust all the time because anybody can really edit it to a certain degree. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, with the killer, it's only 3 people. It's Tilda Swinton, Michael Fassbender, and David Fincher.
Yeah, as the director, which is his project. So
everyone else is unknown.
For sure. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what was your overall take on the film, Peter?
It could just be incorrectly reported, but at the same time, it was shot not during COVID, but like during some COVID stuff still.
Sure. So it can be more expensive during that time for
shot in every city. So
yeah, and then you have to have like tests done, and there's a lot of shit that comes in that. Yeah,
I'm sure the shooting would have been nuts. I mean, they go to Paris for like 5 minutes, but there's so many like part away shots that knowing how many takes he does, probably they shot for like way longer than a normal film would in that location.
Yeah,
just to get the child pointing the gun for like 2 seconds.
And 5 different angles.
Yeah, I thought it was all right in the sense of like a Fincher film.
Gotcha.
I don't think there's any Fincher films that I've disliked, but this one definitely. I mean, it's been like 5 or 6 days since I've seen it, and it doesn't like stand out like a few of his films do, but it's still like a good overall film. And it might, I don't know, it might grow on me with time. I know Zodiac, like the first 1 or 2 times I watched it, I didn't love it as much as I do now.
For sure.
It could be like that. Like it could be a fun one to just rewatch since it's so well paced. I thought the fight scene was fantastic.
Yeah, the fight scene was so fucking good.
Yeah, and Fassbender's great. I'm glad that he's actually getting good roles.
Yeah,
I remember back when he just did Prometheus and like a few other things. I was like, this guy's very good. Yeah, he was great in that, and it was not a good film.
No, it was bad film.
But yeah, I'm glad he's getting not just like a film role, but like he has so much screen time and narration time, like in the film. Like he is the film, like at 90%. So
for sure, good
for him.
Yeah,
it's a good year for films. I mean, it's hard to.
It is. And games, like, dude. It's just a great
year. Yeah, great year for media in general. Like we've had great music, we had great,
I'm sure video games, great books released, movies. Yeah. All I have to go do is start a book podcast with some other nerds.
Drake and Ye just dropped Drake over the weekend as well.
Oh yeah, Drake's album dropped.
Yeah, facts. It's weird. He drops too much. Drop less.
He really does now. He drops 2 projects a year.
Yeah, dude, drop less. That's Trippie Red levels. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, when you pay so many ghostwriters, like it's
that's easy. Fair. You don't write your own shit, and you don't make your beats. So like, and at this point, he probably AIs his voice in there. Honestly,
it's like doing like a voiceover.
He doesn't even show up to the studio. I don't think anymore. I think he literally just probably went to an AI. Said fuck it, book it, and then ran it. That's it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and shout out Aubrey. Plaza. Anyway, so what was the next thing on the list in that case? So I think we all agree it was a kind of okay movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
Did you guys see? I can't remember who it was, but Warner Brothers greenlit a film about a musician who's dead, and they're using AI to.
No. I did not see this.
Edith Piaf? Is that how you say it?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I heard this person.
She's a French singer from the 90s. They're making
definitely
a
don't
biopic
know.
on her, but she's going to be AI generated.
That sounds so disrespectful.
Yeah, that's incredibly disrespectful. That's also just so
the
stupid.
what's called
But she
like,
is French, so I don't care.
That it's okay, but I think for the industry, it's not okay. It's ridiculous.
No, yeah, WB's been fucking up, and now people are just starting to. Now actors, directors are just basically saying, "Yeah, we're not working with them because they'll just cancel our projects."
Yeah, why the fuck would you work with somebody who you know is
we
that
won't even
volatile?
know. We'll work
It's
our
like putting
ass
your money
off for
into
2 to
crypto.
3 years, and then
You know it could be gone.
Yeah,
2 days.
Yeah, the dude who runs Warner Brothers is an idiot.
He's fucking it up, yeah.
And then they're gonna make
he and Bobby Kotick need to go sit in the corner and jerk each other off.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and then the only thing Warner Brothers has that's on like the horizon is like the Harry Potter series.
True. Very factual statements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that
June,
Harry Potter MMORPG soon.
It's probably going to be alright, but
yeah.
I mean, even the June series, like Villeneuve has just shit on Warner Brothers for ages.
Yeah, no, fuck Warner Bros. They're really fucking up, and they disgust me. And,
at least we got Wildly Coyote
us here
back.
at Smokin Sessions Productions say fuck you. We'll never work with you, Warner Bros. And that's the end of that. And Cinema Jacket Productions is right alongside us.
No, you don't involve him.
He's right alongside us.
And they brought the Wildly Coyote movie back.
No, they didn't. They sold it.
Well, they're gonna sell it.
Selling it.
Yeah.
They'll make more off of the drama by selling it as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, especially because they realized how much like hype there was for this idea. So it seems like people really want it. So obviously, yeah, they're like, oh, this is an easy slam dunk. And then it turns out to be a fucking Morbius situation.
I don't know why they didn't shot Batgirl or any of the other.
Well, those ones were almost finished, but not completely finished. So it's a little more understandable. But like, I think Batgirl.
I think they've already written it off as well now.
Oh, it's too late now. Yeah, you're fucked. They'd get fucked in the ass if they brought it back. But yeah.
I think at the time when they were doing it, people were more nonchalant about it because it was like during COVID and stuff. But now people are like, after the strike, people are like, no, you can't just cancel a film. That's bullshit.
Yeah, and it is. It's really.
I think that girl now would get pushback, but unfortunately, that already been and went.
Yeah, at least we get Madam Web though.
Madam Web, Sydney Sweeney in latex. That's gonna be a thing that people enjoy. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing that people enjoy. Is Sydney Sweeney in latex, and good for them. That's not
and Dora the Explorer.
Dude, did you know Dora the Explorer is in this movie? Dude, Dora Dude, she's Dora the Explorer is in Madam Web. The girl that played the Dora character in the live action Dora the Explorer. Yeah, she's in it.
Who is she in Madam Web?
Oh, one of the spider. Yeah, the Hispanic spider.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a different spider for every.
Is that the character's name?
Hispanic spider.
Yeah. Hispanic spider. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they put her in the credits. It's really disrespectful, honestly.
God. That's crazy.
But it is what
Blue
it is.
Beetle came on HBO Max.
Oh my God! Did you witness it again?
I'll watch it again soon because I like that movie.
Fair enough. Yeah, it is an okay film. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just kind of good. Just kind of decent. So what was the other films that we witnessed?
I suppose Part 2 got announced.
Oh, remastered.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't believe that fucking
so
is
insane,
real.
Dude.
People are just in the comments just there's stands and then there's normal people.
Yeah.
The normal people are just like, how can they remaster a game that literally came out 3 years ago? That's insane. And it's just a cash grab. Oh yay! It's not like they could make that like just free DLC content for the game.
Or just like charge fucking microtransactions like everybody else. Don't do a whole new fucking game or whatever the fuck. That shit's ridiculous.
Naughty Dog's really becoming like one of the worst companies now.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. And then we're gonna get GTA 6 and everything will be fine. The world will be bright again, and life will be good. I'll be 13 all over again when GTA 5 releases. It'll be amazing.
It will be.
It'll take me back in time.
I've been sitting on GTA 5 for so long now GTA 6 is getting announced, so I'm starting to consider just never touching GTA 5.
Oh, you never
played it?
I have never played it.
You never even played it, dude? It's a great
I highly
game.
suggest like playing the campaign. It's fun.
It's a very good game.
I got it on sale as well, but then I got it before they remastered it, and I was subscribed to a Patreon dude that was like remastering it himself. But then Rockstar announced they were remastering it, and I was like, oh, I'll wait for that, and then I just haven't had time.
Dude, yeah, and Rockstar always their remasters are worse than the modders. The Rockstars are worse than the modders.
Tried to sue Rockstar.
What?
You don't remember this?
What happened?
Lindsay Lohan tried to sue Rockstar Games.
Oh yeah, because she said that they used her likeness in one of the.
If anything,
things.
It looked like Kate Upton.
Yeah, it did. It did not look like her at all, like in the slightest.
That's how you knew she was on some type of benzo.
Yeah, she was on some bullshit. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the games that have come out that I wanted to play this year. So
yeah, we got to complete Alan Wake 2. I'm obsessed with RoboQuest now. It's very fucking addicting.
I'm obsessed with RoboCop.
RoboCop?
RoboCop.
Oh, okay.
It's a good game.
Fucking also, yeah, Revenant 2 we played a bit more of. Goddamn, like, great game. We're gonna like play co-op, like Jason's grabbing it on PlayStation, and then I'm gonna grab it over on the desktop, and then hopefully Tim can grab it or something. Do you have Revenant?
I don't. I saw it on Epic. It's full price.
Yeah, if it goes on sale, you should grab Remnant. It was like 30.
It's 35 on
It's
Steam.
35 right now on Steam, I guess. So, but yeah, it's a really good game. And so we've
I haven't been playing too many games, to be fair.
No, that's totally fair.
Stuff of recent.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, then obviously the Fortnite OG map no build we played a bit of and whatnot.
Did you watch the final episode of Goosebumps?
Oh, we haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't watched it. I mean, I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, I don't care about spoilers either.
Because honestly, I'd rather just know what the ending is. Because did they leave it in a place where there could be a season 2? Or did
there's definitely a season 2.
Okay. No. All right. Yeah, will it star Slappy is the question.
It looks like it's going to be a continuation. I was hoping they'd sort of end it and go for like anthology stuff. Because I feel like Goosebumps would work like that as opposed to like trying to keep these characters
episodic serial shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do they do now? Slappy's like, well, I'm going to go find 8 more spooky items to give to you guys based on old books. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how they
Nostalgia.
But the 9th episode was the worst.
Okay, fair.
Like, I think they closed a lot of stuff that they were doing. The relationship stuff was weird. Oh, I'm just going to say as well, like, what's the Margot and
Robbie?
Her boyfriend break up in episode 9, right? Okay. He's like, fuck it, I'm out of here, I'm leaving Seattle.
Yeah.
And then the guy that likes her is like, oh, well, you know what? Like, you just broke up with him, so
why don't you fuck with me?
You how I feel. I was like, what are you doing? This guy
that's just psycho.
Wait, did she fall for it? Like, did she say,
oh, I can't remember.
Like,
oh, wow. What a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Who does that?
It was weirdly written, but at the same time, like, I feel like maybe teens would do that anyway. It's just so
Nah.
As a mature person,
I've been
a
teenager.
I give that time, man.
Yeah, that's
literally like.
It comes off as creepy because
I like
basically getting in a place of vulnerability and trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You know that she's in a bad place, and you're trying to like slither in there. It's really
the actors in the Goosebumps show. That's why, I was hoping it was going to be episodic, where it was like or anthology. I wanted like a Tales from the Crypt type thing from this, but obviously that's not what we're getting. But the actors, I don't like most of them. I'll be honest, like I don't like most of the actors in the show. I think they're either mid actors or just not very good. None of them play very memorable characters because I
can't remember the name.
Compare them to different characters like in Stranger Things, maybe, or Goosebumps.
Somebody?
I mean, not Goosebumps, Ghostbusters, Afterlife, even.
Yeah. Was there a guy named James in this? I don't remember anybody's name.
The guy,
the guy.
redhead.
That's it. That's all we need to know. Regardless, and none of the people are memorable in any way, shape, or form. And it was just like, it was fine up to a point. It was fine up to like about episode 7, episode 8, 9, and I don't know about 10 or 8, 9 really fell off, in my opinion. And fucking it just was a nightmare from there. But
I mean, it's one of those things where like Goosebumps adaptation doesn't need to be like insane. Where like the Harry Potter show when that comes out, you have to have good actors, you have to have a good script, etc. But like Goosebumps is alright to be a mid show.
Yeah.
Well, that's why like Jack Black worked in the movies. Yeah. Because it's like he's wacky. And I
think the movies just kind of screwed it up for this show because at least the first Goosebumps movie with Jack Black, the second one I didn't like so much. But the first Goosebumps movie with Jack Black was really, really good. And you saw the characters and all that stuff, and it ended in a really cool way. And then this is just like, there's references to Goosebumps throughout, but it doesn't feel very Goosebumps. Yeah. That's the problem with it.
100%.
Have you guys seen the 80s show? Or the 90s show?
I agree.
Is that, what's the premise of that? Is it like an anthology or?
Yeah, it's an anthology. Basically it's a different book each episode. The Haunted Mask is the first one, and then they did like the Return of the Haunted Mask or whatever I think is the second episode. There wasn't too many episodes though. I went back and was checking. I thought there was like 50, 60 episodes, and then it's just like maybe like 20.
Get right.
So it's not that many episodes. But yeah, that's what I was actually looking for with this new Goosebumps show, but it just obviously wasn't that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's also very weird, isn't it? Like, Goosebumps is a Sony TV show. Like, I just don't understand what they're doing with no streaming service. Like, it's so weird. Well, there's also No Way Home is launching on Netflix now as well, like this week, and it's just like every time they release something, it's so weird that they don't have their own platform.
Yeah, I mean, they would be smart to sit there and do like a Sony like a streaming service, and then include it in like the premium PlayStation service for $18 a month, and then sit there. Yeah, I mean, but it's weird. They seem to just be licensing off.
How much is like the premium how much is the premium PSN service right now?
$18.
Yeah, no, they would never do that. But maybe like $22.
They just take an L on that.
$4 or something like that.
Even if they put the price up, like
a $4.
I mean, streaming services. Like if Disney Plus isn't profitable, Sony never would be, and if they did it through PS Plus, it would just lose a lot. But I mean, all these companies need to take the hit to like you feel less relevant. Like Goosebumps to me is a Disney Plus show. I don't really care that it says Sony Television at the start. Like,
yeah, because it's where you go to watch it. It's like going on cable network and like going to like NBC or whatever, and it's like, hey guys, we're from CBS. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, that's not the right thing. Well, yeah, no,
it's weird because they have like a lot of good series and stuff, like Sony Television Productions. Like, there's a lot of series that I've seen that I'm like, oh, this is really good. Who produced it? And it's Sony, and I'm like, why? Like, they make a lot of good shows. They just don't have one big service with all of them on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and they have like a lot of licenses. Like they could make an Uncharted series. They could make a Ratchet and Clank series. They could make
the Uncharted movie fail. Otherwise, they probably would.
They have all these franchises that they could easily make like movies or television shows from, and they don't do any of it. And I think they're trying to kill themselves, honestly.
Well, they refuse to take a hit up front for any after the fact like costs, and I think it's because they do have such a strong foothold in Japan. They literally, I was reading about the culture in Japan about Sony, and it's like they are gods over there. And if you get like high up at Sony, like you are treated like royalty. So like basically, I think that they are just like looking at themselves as like, oh, we just want to keep what we have here in Japan. And I don't even think they're worried about things outside that.
Yeah. Which I mean, they make a lot of money from a lot of that tech and stuff as well.
PlayStation needs to sponsor maid cafes in Japan.
Hell yeah. Dude, you can game while you get your dick sucked by a maid.
I mean, I'm sure they do.
No, they don't. I don't think that would be a real thing.
I'm sure sure Sony has a maid cafe.
That would be lit. If you can go in and play the newest PlayStation 5 game, you get your dick sucked by a maid at the same time.
There's a place in magazine covered a maid cafe called Electric Street that has the PS logo and PS4 and PS5s in it. So I guess it's like licensed. Like all these Japanese companies, they just do a little bit of everything.
Dude, that's amazing.
I didn't even think that would be a thing.
Good, nice. Well, hey, see, no, Jason does this a lot. He'll say random shit that he thinks is a joke, but it's real. Yeah, but it's real, and then I'll have to like inform him about it. But you informed me about this. I had no idea.
Someone took a
Will it
serious.
into existence.
No, I swear to God, sometimes that happens. Every now and again. Every now and again. Okay.
Yeah, like if you look at it, look it up 5 minutes ago before I said anything, it wouldn't exist.
Wouldn't have been there, yeah. You added those somehow. It's like you with the penguin, and you know, it's just you know he didn't play that character. But let's so what was the other? So we watched a little bit of The Creator. I suppose we can talk a little bit about that for 2 seconds. The Creator so far has been a little slow. I think it's okay. Like it doesn't bother me. I think Jason was liking it less than me. I think that overall, like John David Washington, is it John Davis Washington or David?
David.
Okay, John David Washington, I think does pretty well so far. But like I think there are a couple scenes where he's a little cringe, like he doesn't quite hit it. But generally, I think that like it has all of the hallmarks of what you would think would be a good sci-fi thing. Like it has like robots, and it has like this like scene at the beginning with like retro thing where it's in black and white, and it's like back from the 80s talking about what the future would be like. It has like all these like various different really sci-fi aspects, but it almost kind of feels hollow, I want to say. Like it's almost trying to mimic something, a parody of itself, rather than actually just make a sci-fi movie. It feels like it's trying to hit a checklist is kind of what it feels like. And then it's also trying to be a little pretentious with the AI part. Like it's really kind of like going into this, like to use the term nirmata, which is supposed to be, I don't know if it's Greek or what, but it's supposed to be some legit term, or maybe they just made it up, but I don't know. They put up a dictionary definition of it.
They just made it up, and that's why they have to give you the definition.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's probably what it is. Regardless, it just feels very weird. It could end up going well. We're just kind of getting to the part where it starts to pick up and we get into the main storyline of it. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed so far because this one was something that I thought was gonna be good, and we haven't gotten any big new sci-fi IPs as of late. So having some sort of new sci-fi IP would have been pretty dope. But yeah, what did you think so far, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to suspect that John David Washington is a mid actor.
Oh no!
I don't think that he's actually as great as I kind of hyped him up to be, or thought he actually is. And I think I noticed it more so in this Creator movie than anything. I just find the movie, like I've seen other movies that kind of do something a little bit similar. I mean, there's District 9, there's Chappie. Those are the two that kind of stand out. And then, but the whole like AI robot thing, it feels like they're going and trying to kill all the robots because a nuclear bomb went off, and then basically they think the robots might be the reason why it went off, and it probably wasn't. So they're just trying to eliminate all AI, and that's why they're looking for the ultimate AI, which is what
can tap into them and then kill them all.
What was it, like the
weapon?
Nirmata. Yeah, that's what they're looking for. And then there's like this child, and that's kind of where we left off.
Sure. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of just found it a little boring.
Yeah.
In a lot of parts so far.
It's also predictable. I think one of us are going to be right on the nose. I think you're going to be right on the nose, or I am. So. Yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, so I mean, so far I'm probably gonna give it just like a 2 out of 4. Like it's not bad. It's not like, you know what I mean, but just super ultra mid. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that covers. I mean, I don't think, did we watch any other new films? I think that covers us for new films, right?
Yeah, I don't think we watched it.
So yeah, there was a great film called Matinee from 2003. I think I'll just say real quick. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely give it a watch. It has John Candy in it.
John Goodman.
John Goodman. There's John Goodman in it, and basically it's about this like guy who's a horror director, and he creates this kind of like new experience and show that he's taking on the road, and he like kind of tricks people into believing that like people are protesting him, and like all this other kind of shit goes down. And then on the subplot of it, there's this like kind of really funny and interesting like middle school coming of age story kind of thing, but it's like not at all focused on the normal side of it. It's just like a parody kind of these events that happen to like these middle schoolers. So yeah, I thought it was funny. And then there's this pedophile that's like really crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides that, it was a pretty good film, I'd say. So yeah. Anyway, Peter, do you have any other ones you want to touch on quick?
I've been looking forward to watching The Creator, but I've been waiting for the 4K release, which for some reason is delayed until like
really
mid-December or something. I think. I guess they're doing special features and stuff. But I hate that we get like digital. Maybe I'm like dumb as well. Like maybe I can buy the digital 4K on iTunes, but I hate that we get like digital and Blu-ray releases and then 4K is like so delayed. Or like Disney hates to do 4K. They like never release anything 4K. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that I'm looking forward to. I'm mostly just looking forward to the Game Awards in like what 2
that will be interesting
weeks to get all those announcements.
I'm surprised that they didn't basically pay Rockstar a bunch of money to sit there and debut the Grand Theft Auto trailer at the Game Awards.
Yeah, they would have gotten a lot.
I reckon it will.
Do you think
I wouldn't be surprised.
When's it?
Well,
but they said
were
December 6th is going to be the Grand Theft Auto trailer
Oh.
drop. So when's the
Have they
Game
announced it
Awards?
now?
I thought
Yeah,
it
there
was
was a
the
date
6th
that
or
they gave.
7th. It was the 6th or 7th. Yeah, I kind of remember that now.
The Game Awards is the 7th.
Oh, okay. So it might. I think it might have been the 7th.
So
I'm
maybe
pretty
it's
sure
the
it's
day
7th.
before the Game Awards, and they're just
No,
gonna...
I think it's the 7th. Because I think you said 6th.
Well,
I
there'd
said
be
7th. I think it
sometimes
was
where
7th.
like companies would release a trailer right before the day before E3.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then
it
E3
is.
it was kind of covered.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they could definitely. It's possible they could do that.
It could be. I mean, like a couple of years ago, I would have said like no one really. Game Awards gets a lot of trailers, but not big stuff. But then they've gotten Elden Ring, which has been successful,
was huge,
so
yeah.
they might just consistently get big trailers now.
Yeah, and FromSoft was already pretty like known. Like even though they were niche, like they're still pretty well known.
Yeah, I mean, and if Starfield wins RPG of the Year, I think it would be hilarious. How...
Dude, that would be crazy. Could you imagine?
Yeah, the outrage.
I would love it. I hope it.
I
wins.
still cannot believe both Cyberpunk originally and Phantom Liberty have not been nominated for soundtrack. It blows my mind.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, listen, it's a
I guess
it's
I'm
a
crazy,
mid soundtrack. Yeah, it is what it is.
Is
hate
there
to say
like
it.
a lot of licensed music for Cyberpunk though?
I don't know. Is there?
I
Yeah,
think
I
all of
imagine.
the music. I think all of the music is made for
new?
the game. Like all of the radio
That's
is
crazy, dude. If they bought
Yeah.
new songs for like the entire game, that would be.
Yeah, I mean they
wild.
spent. It's a huge budget because they. I
Really?
mean, when it first launched,
Wow.
they had like
That's pretty
a
dope.
bunch of big bands release music videos, but they were all for the game and like
Dude,
the
I
radio
would
stations.
love to fucking be able to have a game studio and drop money on like a bunch of features on a thing, or just vice versa.
I mean, they
just
got
be able
like
to
they
do
made
money.
Idris Elba.
Do that.
They made Idris drop an EP.
Facts,
3-episode
dude.
Cyberpunk
That's
EP.
super
You know,
based.
a game trailer I really hope that we see at the Game Awards.
Chickapee.
Alex Jones's
Oh,
video
yeah.
game.
Did you see this?
Alex
Did you
Jones
see
is doing a
this?
video game.
Yeah, it's great, dude. There's like these evil abortion
George
doctors
Soros
that
is in
throw
it.
babies.
Bill
It's great.
Clinton. He calls
What?
Bill Clinton a rapist in the game.
Yeah, and he goes, "Kill the child."
What the hell?
Yeah, no, dude, it's
It's
great.
called-
It's like,
it's like
do you
Alex
know what
Jones
Metal?
Game.com.
Do you know what Metal Slug is?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it's like Metal Slug. It's like a Metal Slug type
Okay.
game. And he basically just put in there George Soros and Bill Clinton as the enemies of
And then there's like
Boston.
lizard people with the vaccine trying to get him.
Trying to get you with a syringe. It's
Okay,
super
okay.
fucking hilarious, dude. It's
That
It's
makes
really
sense.
funny, dude. I'm going to play the fuck out of that game. I'm not gonna even lie to you right now. It's gonna be great.
Mm.
Anyway,
I mean,
yeah.
Seems like it'll be
Overboard.
an interesting.
Game of the year. Game of the year. Obviously, 2024, but game of the year.
I like
For
that we've gotten to a point where we only see games coming like within 12 months for the most part. Like, I like that that's kind of become the industry standard.
Yeah, where it's
I
like,
don't
we're
know
not
what's
gonna make you
coming out
wait
next
9
year.
years.
I think there's only a few games that have release dates, but I know like after the Game Awards, there's going to be like fuck ton of games to look forward to.
Yeah.
But they're only going to be coming next year.
Yeah,
like,
and then instead of being like, "Hey guys, we're gonna have this,"
Sony
in
is one of the only ones
it's
that
like,
still does like, "Hey, here's an announcement for a game that you'll see in about 4 years."
Yeah, that's psychotic. They should like really not off themselves.
Like Wolverine is a game I've been looking forward to, and that game has no release date. It was announced like 2 years ago.
Pulled back on that. I mean, Sony's fucking. I would not be surprised if that company goes under. Like, they're in such free fall. Like today, the what's it called, the Star Wars remake that they were doing, that they like produced, that got cancelled.
Oh,
wait, what Star Wars remake?
The Knights of the Old Republic, I think.
Oh really? Damn,
KOTOR?
That would have been awesome.
Wait,
so they're not just canceling multiplayer; they're canceling single player games.
Dude, I didn't even know they were doing a game of that. That's a great game.
But that would be BioWare. Sony owns BioWare.
Well, no, they might have the IP, and they got the IP, and then they were having it licensed out to a different studio.
The IP is bought out by that fucking Polish company that owns everything, Lord of the Rings and all that shit now. And then they were making it through Saber Interactive, I think. But yeah, Sony was funding it because it was going to be exclusive, to my knowledge.
Damn.
That's fucked. We haven't heard anything from Wolverine, but I know that Insomniac was doing one of the games as a service games. I don't know if theirs is the delayed one or the cancelled one, but probably half their team just like is working on a multiplayer game that no one really wants. Like, I don't know what Sony's doing.
Yeah, prioritize, you know.
They also, did you guys see that they set like sales targets of like 50 million or something ridiculous this year?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that. They did that with Final Fantasy 16.
Ah, that would make sense.
Where they basically projected Final Fantasy 6, or it was probably Square Enix too, but projecting that it was going to make like a ridiculous amount of money. And then when it didn't even come close, I mean, it was exclusive on PlayStation 5. So it's like, yeah, of course you're not going to make as much money because you're exclusive.
Sure, yeah, you do limit yourself. They're hoping to obviously get people to buy consoles, but it's hard these days to motivate people to buy consoles with like 1 or 2 exclusives.
Imagine if you're one of those people that bought an Xbox because of Starfield?
Could you imagine if you're one of those people that bought like the Stadia shit?
Oh, the Stadia? Yeah, that's a great console.
Yeah.
It's still going, right?
Oh, it's around. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well,
I mean, it seems like they're doing all right. What is the
sadly
platform totals hardware? I think the PS5 is
sold.
Oh,
I can't wait for the Turtles game. Sorry. 40 million?
PlayStation 5 has sold 44 million, and their sales target is to sell 25 million by March 2024. 25 million in the year, which just doesn't make sense.
No,
they think because they're coming out with the Slim console, people are going to buy the console
everybody
again.
Go get it. It's like, no. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, it's $500. Why would I just drop $500 for a PlayStation 5?
Yeah,
why would I get a Slim version for another $5?
I could go get a Steam Deck for 400 with 256 gigabytes on it. Fuck you.
Yeah, they used to. I mean, that used to be something that would happen where, like, during the PlayStation 2 or even PlayStation 3, when they would come down with these slimmed editions or whatever it might be, and people would rebuy the consoles because of it. But the consoles were also like $150, $200. They weren't $500.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to justify dropping $500 when you already own the console.
Yeah, true.
I will also say, I think this will be out a couple of days post the fact, but we've covered a little esports stuff, which people have seen that video by now. That should be out as well. Yeah. I feel remiss not to say, even though I like the guy, I feel like I need to apologize for doubting Faker this year, which I think we talked about.
We did.
But my man has had his like LeBron James 2008 run and just proved everyone wrong. And expectedly, by the time this is out, he's won everything again.
Damn, that's insane.
ridiculous, but
yeah, we had voted for Faker in the Game Awards.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I was. It's interesting how quickly stuff's changed. That like half of the nominations there, like the Coach of the Year guy and one of the Gamers of the Year just lost. Like that weekend, the nominations came out, so I can't see them getting that much.
Yeah.
It's probably just going to be him. I mean, he's going to win his 4th title 10 years after winning his first. It's expectedly. Maybe I'm jinxing it. Can't imagine that.
Yeah, fair enough.
When are the like finals for like Faker?
They are in 26.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Probably be done a little bit after that. I mean, I think Home should win Coach of the Year because the Chinese team JDG won literally everything, but then they just got stomped by T1 for some reason. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they just suddenly became the best team in the world right at World Finals.
Yeah,
nice. They showed up when it mattered most.
Yeah, facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Damn right. All right.
Oh, there was an update with Boogie.
Oh yeah, I suppose we can hit this
really?
a bit.
Yeah,
just a slight one.
Because we had talked about what was the name of the drug?
So it was buprenorphine. One of the comments that I got, and immediately I kind of agreed when I went back and watched it the first day I uploaded my video. But basically, there was a moment in there where Boogie's reading out his medications, and Mike Klum puts up on the screen buprenorphine. Buprenorphine is utilized, it's called Suboxone. It's utilized in order to get people off drugs. You basically utilize small amounts of it in order to taper off withdrawals, and then over time, the idea is that it doesn't get you high, and then therefore you can like hopefully taper off of it fairly easy in the long run without having to deal with the withdrawals as bad as quitting cold turkey. Now, I would naturally just assume that, okay, well, if he put that up there on screen, like that's an intense drug to just be throwing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I'd imagine that if he wasn't clear, he should have clarified with Boogie. And when I watched back the comment Boogie made, he said, "Oh, I have tramadol, and he moves the sertraline, and all this other shit, and the butaba is where he puts in buprenorphine." Now, what another comment said is that it's most likely bupropion is what he was going to say. And now, again, I would have thought that Mike Klum, being a documentarian, would have clarified that with Boogie, which is why I assumed it was correct information.
Couldn't that be considered slander if you sneak
Not really,
in
no. No, it was an honest mistake. Slander requires intent.
I mean, the whole...
Yeah, I was going to say, that seems like he might have even clarified it with Boogie, but then when he went to he put text on screen of what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
He might have just looked up like what Boogie told him and then found the wrong drug or something, because they sound similar.
They do. It's very possible. And so at the end of the day, like, it's just something that's careless. But the big overall thing is apparently Boogie is now trying to say that Mike Klum lied about the numbers and tried to say Boogie spent like $200,000 on hookers when he really only spent $40,000 on hookers.
No, I thought I remembered in the documentary he specifically
that's the
said
thing
200
is,
grand.
I remember Boogie saying 200K. So it's like the numbers that Boogie is complaining about, I'm fairly certain Boogie gave, or at the very least Boogie was like not like saying Mike Klum was wrong as far as I can tell. So generally speaking, like, it seemed like, oh yeah, no, this is Boogie giving this information. Now what I could say is that Mike Klum is stupid if he didn't notice the discrepancies. Like, for example, again, you're paying $800 or $1,000 for health insurance. Why are you paying $600 for labs? You're getting scammed at that point.
Yeah.
Like, so there's things like that. That Mike Klum is either
Boogie look like an absolute idiot.
Well, no, I think it's more like to make Boogie look sympathetic. Like, oh, look at him, he just spent all this money just to keep his health up.
Like we did. Like, it's easy to tell. Like,
well,
it doesn't
but people
make any
don't
sense.
know. People don't know how health insurance works in America.
Yeah.
Especially. So like, and people don't know how much shit costs. So generally speaking, like there is a factor where it's like, oh, okay, people would probably just take that at face value and run with it. But obviously, when it's like, I have health issues, my family's had health issues. Same thing on your end, Jason. Like we know how the insurance shit works on our end. So, and we know that, yeah, if you're spending $600 on labs, you're getting scammed if you're paying $1,000 for insurance, for sure. So yeah, at the end of the day, it all just like the numbers, Mike Klum would have to be stupid not to realize the numbers didn't add up. But like it's also hard because what should Mike Klum have done? Sat down at the end and said, hey guys, just so you know, I don't really trust all these numbers. Or like, what should he have necessarily done, right? Because then that kind of also thwarts his whole documentary. Yeah, which you don't want to do that either.
Well, it's like he got into it with Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers.
Muda and Mike Klum.
Muda and Boogie.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Boogie messaged Mudahar's wife.
Dude, that's so.
And then on the local podcast, when Muda came on, Boogie tried to claim that he didn't know that was his wife. So, which is like very obviously
true that you had to know who his wife was.
Absolutely.
In order to reach out to this woman.
He just lies. Every fucking thing he said. I mean, he doesn't even realize how bad he made Mike Klum look, if that's true. Because why would I trust this documentarian when he's lied about two very, very big things? One, being a possible opiate addict, and the two, the financials of the entire situation as well, which is one of the biggest kind of things that he's looking at and kind of investigating.
Oh yeah, the whole thing was about Boogie's spending.
He's going broke. Yeah, that's the whole basis. And if you lie about the entire thing, why would I trust you on any of the?
Yeah, that's literally his basis. Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing too, is Boogie like not that long ago was talking about how he had all this money. Now he's set for life.
Yeah, when he was doing well in the crypto market, and then he basically lost all the money. Then
why would you not sell?
Well, I think there's some type of like insurance thing or something like that if you set it at like a certain point, it automatically pulls it for you.
Well, that's just like there are ways that you can do that, yeah, but
so why the fuck wouldn't he do that?
He's an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, he also said he paid for one of the hookers' kids to go to school.
I don't believe that.
I think when you jump in fresh, that sort of stuff, like you might not know. Like I had a bit on Ethereum, but I didn't set a like whatever you call it, like a breakpoint or whatever, because I just didn't realize that you could do that really.
Sure, but Boogie, if you have like 600 grand, or because supposedly it's 600 grand or something, like he should have.
I mean, if you have
some expert
more money, you should be smarter. Yeah,
you should hire somebody.
That's the second most expensive model of Tesla.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that is dumb.
And it's like if you buy like a regular Tesla, it makes sense because you get like a big tax write-off and like especially, well, I don't know about Arkansas, but in California, for example, you get like a really big tax rebate by going and buying a electric car. So like it makes sense, but not $100,000 electric car, like only like a 30 grand one, because then it's like it's a wash basically.
Oh, the other thing that on the local podcast, they tried to play it like Boogie was not a sexist.
Boogie, I mean, yeah, he literally called it a meat market. Yeah, I'll never let that.
They're like, oh, well, that's just one of Boogie's jokes.
That's not a joke. He called it a meat market very honestly,
and then
it's
just sincerely. A joke that he said, "Oh, I deserve an LA 10 and not an Arkansas."
Dude,
too.
He said it so seriously and so upset. He was mad about it. He was mad about it. Bullshit. Oh my god, what a lying fucking bastard.
Yeah, he's been lying. I mean, he lies nonstop. I mean, that's his whole.
What a lying cunt.
But yeah, the local podcast episode 1 debuted. Also, Peter, did you see the whole Keemstar thing with Boogie?
No cow.
How do you spell that? Is it like low calorie?
No, it's lol cow. LOL cow.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like on TV farms.
Okay, so basically, Keemstar was extremely pissed. Good. Like he sounded like Psycho Keem. And there was DMs that leaked of him basically talking to Boogie, and he was essentially extremely pissed off at Boogie. And he called him like a fucking loser and a fucking idiot, like in his like Twitter DMs. And then basically the problem was he wanted to save the Mudahar debate or drama for episode 2 of the podcast, and he was pissed that Boogie sit there and did it during, like, I think it was Rich from Review Tech. It might have been on his like stream or something like that. So that's why he was Keemstar was like ready to kill Boogie.
That was fucking scum.
Yeah. And then Boogie's just like, oh, I guess I deserved that, I
Keemstar is one of the biggest pieces of shit in the world. He thinks that he deserves and owns every single story that has ever existed.
Because he thinks that
if you, and this is the thing with Keemstar, never ever accept a thing from Keemstar. Don't accept a shout out, a subscriber, anything.
It comes with strings attached.
Yeah, you owe him your life after that. He made you at that point. You're his bitch. That's how he looks at it, and fuck that.
Yep.
Fuck that, dude. Keemstar's a pussy. Fuck that guy.
He's a gnome.
And you know what? If somebody clips this and posts on Twitter and he sees it because he's a bitch sometimes, and it's easy to get under his little pussy skin. And he's like, oh, I'll go on and you can say something. I will say it to your face, Keemstar. Slide on the Discord and we can have this conversation. You're a bitch. You've always been a bitch. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's I think we could start. We're about 50 minutes in, or 57 minutes in or so. So I think we can start. It's been a quick one, but we're just wrapping up here. Mm-hmm.
The Fortnite controversy as well.
No, what is it?
They added age ratings to Fortnite.
Oh no, what does that mean?
What?
They're gonna do a dating app now, like Roblox?
Certain experiences are like age rated. Like I think Battle Royale is rated
experiences.
Oh, but then like some creative maps, like music maps, are rated G.
Okay, and then other ones have tits on them or something, and so they're an X-rated, obviously.
Yeah, I think they only go up to M. I don't know how the Peggy
or
system works. And
A for adults only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the of God of War.
But yeah, a lot of the in-game cosmetics got limited, and people are upset about it because you can't use like a big sword in a G-rated map now.
Yeah, that's depressing.
I don't know what is going on.
I mean, I've
Everyone's
seen
like
Disney characters, cartoons
out.
with swords, and they kill people.
Wait, what?
Well, like in Disney animations that were rated G, I've seen like princes with swords killing people.
I never seen
Stuff gets through like easily sometimes. The thing I don't get is people like. I think I've had like 3 times on Twitter where I've been like, this person, I can't tell if they're trolling or not, because people are like, this like Michael Myers skin isn't rated adults only. Like, shouldn't it be adults only? Like, but I've seen so many people say it that like, yeah, I can't imagine it's a troll because I've seen so many people say it that they just don't.
It is. No, it's not a troll.
Understand.
That is genuine. Like they think that just Michael Myers as a character should not be viewed
by
anybody.
Like the comments are like, he's a serial killer, and I'm like,
Mike,
in the movie,
so I married an
kids aren't allowed to watch.
Yeah. If your kid knows about it, it's already too late for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, that is so stupid.
I wonder why they didn't. I wonder if they were forced to do that, or if it was just something they decided to do on their own.
Yeah, it seems like they did it in coalition with an international age rating agency, but I don't know if they made them do it.
Like the ESRB?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it was like the something like International Games Rating Board. That might be it.
Okay.
But like, the game's just like so popular now. Like it's Roblox and Minecraft level of players right now. So I would not be surprised if they came in and said like, "Hey, you guys, you can't have kids playing this game when you have like big titty anime skins in here or whatever."
Fair enough.
How am I? Well, you know what doesn't make sense? That Madden's rated E for everyone when they have a rapist Deshaun Watson in the game.
Now you're talking, Jason. Rated M immediately.
It should be
effective now.
Kids should not be playing as Deshaun
also
Watson.
You're playing as big men beating the shit out of each other for a ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of big men in the game Madden throughout the years that have beaten women.
Yeah, true. And so you need to rate it M, or at least PG-13.
The way that China does going such a tangent, but the way China does social media for kids, like you guys have seen how they like age rate stuff,
I have
and they have
not. Wow.
like in China, I think it's ByteDance or whatever, like the TikTok
Yeah,
alternative
yeah.
is completely different for kids as opposed to adults, and they can do that because they know like which families have kids or whatever. They track everyone, but like if a kid signs up for TikTok in America
Yeah.
with like an account and they put their Facebook in or whatever and they're like 9, they should not get like tits and twerking and stuff on their For You page. Like it sounds, I guess people don't like it because it's like communist and controlling, but like there should be controls on like social media for kids if you're gonna like have them on. I feel like at least because kids can just go on YouTube and look up like murder or like
Yeah.
sex or whatever, or go on TikTok and like
or
it's
crash.
No, that's not on there.
Yeah.
I tried.
Crazy.
I know it's not on there. Yeah, no, there is a lot of stuff that's super accessible that just people don't realize. I think YouTube does a pretty good job these days of keeping a lot of that shit off for the most part, but like there still is.
Yeah, you literally can
different
see a titty
issues.
popped out. A woman claiming she's breastfeeding.
Okay.
I mean, you can look up like tutorials,
Yeah.
like Nair hair removal, and find like
Yeah, and if I got naring his asshole.
Yeah, an anus. You see James Charles on TikTok. You know how dangerous that is?
Dude, yeah, he keeps reaching out to children.
actually true.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, I
If
can't
any
believe
platform should be rated
Dude.
M for mature, it should be TikTok.
Facts.
Did you guys see the new Nair video where he did like his fucking balls?
Oh,
What?
Yeah, he
I think
did a sequel to the
H3 was
asshole
talking
video.
about.
No, I
His
have
videos
not
are
seen
wild though.
I think
I
Ethan
was
was talking
refused
about
to
it.
see that.
Because his
I was scrolling
ass was
through-
showing or something, and then Ethan had to censor it on H3.
Yeah, no, there was this terrible bit he was doing where he'd
Yeah,
have himself come in and
we
show
looked
his
up the
ass
ass
straps.
one.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's. I mean,
He did
listen,
a
he's
recent
got an
one with
ass on
his
him.
top.
He's got an. He's got
Was
an
it
ass
the
cheeks, I'll
all-white
tell you
suit
that.
or the all-white
The
cowboy
all-white-
outfit?
Yeah,
thing?
all white cowboy outfit.
But like his content is crazy. Like I was just scrolling through his popular videos and I see a video that was like I like crashed my car into a pregnant woman.
What?
And I just started watching it and he's just doing like a story time and like, yes, I was driving and I crashed my car into a pregnant woman. And he starts talking about how like he normally doesn't drive fast. He drives like 65, but he was on a freeway, so he was going 75. And I'm like, wait, but what about the pregnant woman, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Did he
Like
ever
a
get back to
psychopath.
hitting the pregnant woman?
He eventually.
Well, James
explained,
Charles
he hit a
doesn't like
pregnant
to
woman,
talk
but,
about the
like,
victims.
Yeah, he was very akin to not talking about them. That's fair.
He
That's
prefers
kind of
just
in
to
his
pretend,
profile.
he prefers to just block them after they say I'm 16, and he's like block. It was that
yeah.
nude photo of myself was meant for somebody else.
He said she was 12.
And
How am I
and
supposed
James
to know
Charles
she's
should do a podcast together.
Dude, that would be the cancels or something like that. That would be amazing. The uncancelables. That'd be
Honestly.
perfect.
Danger
That'd be
Child
perfect.
Crossing.
Oh my god, no.
That's what the podcast
I
would
sure
call.
hope not. I sure hope not. They start with like a little theme song and puppets at the
Babysitter's Club.
beginning. Yeah, there's a little puppet at the beginning and they have like a jingle.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Babysitter's Club. Da, da, da. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway. So, does that, anybody got any final things to hit on, or should we wrap it up there?
I don't know if Peter, were you
Okay.
interested in Assassin's Creed Mirage?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I also had a recommendation in general of a documentary called Tantura, which maybe I'll talk about once I've seen it next week. But a friend recommended it. It's about the Palestinian Nakba. It's a recent documentary just kind of covering that, which seems pretty relevant at the moment. So I was going to watch that, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But apparently it's really good if people are interested in the conflict and that sort of stuff.
You will have to give it a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did play a bit of Mirage. You probably played more than me.
I'm about probably like 5. Well, considering I died a bunch of times, probably like 5, maybe 6 hours into the actual campaign itself. Um, so far, I'm kind of liking like the Hitman feel of it, because basically you essentially have to kill, like, it's similar to all Assassin's Creed games. You have to assassinate like a king or some leader or whatever it might be, and basically you can go in and do it however you want. You can either kind of blend in with the crowd, you can go on the rooftops, you can kill people, you can kind of... it's really cool what they did with the game, and the game's only right now, I think, $35 on the Black Friday sale, and it's $50 normal price, which is crazy, because it's a 40-hour game, apparently, and I'm definitely having a lot of fun with it.
I think the campaign is 8 to 12 hours.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's long. I think the thing that I noticed was there's no side missions really. There's like
the
2
contracts.
Side missions. Yeah. Well, I think. Oh yeah. I think I haven't gotten that deep into it, but the one thing I know is like there's 2 side missions, which is just collectibles, but they only take like 2 hours. Like it's just campaign in this game. There's no like open worlds, to my understanding. There's no like.
So
20 side missions or
I would say it takes an hour. I don't know how far you are into it, but I would say it takes an hour and a half to 2 hours before you actually get into the open world aspect of the game. Because it does go into like open world Baghdad, and there's even like some like origins aspects, because you're kind of looking through pyramids and that type of stuff, and dig sites and getting treasures and all that stuff. And also you take on contracts, so basically those are kind of like the side missions, but there's a lot of contracts that you essentially can take on. The blocking and the parrying, I think, is very difficult. I don't know why I'm having a hard time grasping it. For some reason I feel like it was easier in other Assassin's Creed games, but yeah, the fighting and combat, I find it difficult.
I thought that the combat was challenging. I only played up till I got to Baghdad, but I thought I liked the combat. I liked the way that they've set it up to be, like more like Hitman-esque. I was saying to my friend, imagine if they actually did full 100% like Hitman style Assassin's Creed, where you could do literally anything.
Yeah. Recruit other people to be assassins in your clan or whatever it might be. That would be freaking dope. It's pretty good.
What I played is very good.
But yeah, I was kind of surprised that it wasn't any good, because I saw the price tag and I was like $50. Like, there's got to be something wrong with it. But yeah, it's like it's any I feel like this is kind of the setup. I don't remember all the different games that they said they're coming out with, but this feels like a setup for like a bigger game. And I know you had said they're kind of doing like a world where you play all the Assassin's Creed games, essentially. You can kind of walk through it like a museum almost, which would be freaking dope.
I hope that the stuff they did in this game, they continue. I'm worried that it's a standalone, but it is what it is. I was looking forward to this one for a while, and when I played what I played, I was like, oh yeah, this is as good as I was hoping it would be, and I just haven't gotten back to finish it yet, but what I played was very enjoyable. The thing that fucked me up was like, I was trying to stream it and I could only stream an hour of it because I had to turn the settings down super low and it was still laggy. But I really wanted to stream it, so I just tried to like fix it, and then I just gave up and just didn't play it on my own time. But what I streamed, I enjoyed quite a lot.
Maybe they got an update for it. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I think my PC is just too shit.
Yeah, I mean, the game, even on PS5, I can't imagine what it looks like on max settings on a PC. Yeah, but even on the PS5, it looks so freaking detailed. However, in the first like hour and a half, 2 hours before you get to the open world aspect, for some reason the character models didn't look that detailed, or they kind of look plain a little bit, and even the environments felt like graphically like they were kind of lower. And then you get into the open world aspect and it's all like super high quality. Like, I think it's probably the best looking Assassin's Creed game, honestly. Valhalla was really great looking game, but I think this is probably one of the best looking ones they've made so far. And then been playing Final Fantasy 16. That game is something else. it feels like you walk and then there's a lot of cutscenes, but there's these boss battles that are just freaking awesome to play. And it's I love the combat. A lot of people are ticked off because I've been a Final Fantasy fan since 7 or 9 came out. But yeah, a lot of people are upset because they rather do the traditional Final Fantasy game, and obviously they've moved away from that heavily, which started with Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and now with 16 they've advanced what they did with 7 Remake, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter in Final Fantasy 7 when it comes out, I think in February. But I like what they're doing. I can play my traditional RPGs. I don't have an issue with that, but I like the more action combat side of things where you're kind of blocking, parrying, and everything is moving really quickly. But I'm definitely enjoying Final Fantasy 16. And that game was on sale for Black Friday on the PlayStation, so I picked it up. It was like $42 or something like that. So.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that about covers it for this one, guys. If there's anything that you want us to discuss going forward, whether it be video games, movies, anything, let us know in the comments down below. We'll try to watch it, play it, get around to it, and then get back to you guys with our thoughts and whatnot. We're trying to jailbreak a DS right now and a PSP, so we can have a PS1 emulator as well as all the PSP games.
We're gonna get a Steam Deck for Christmas.
Also, we're gonna get a Steam Deck,
PlayStation
potentially
VR
for Christmas, and a PSVR. We really want to start doing VR games. That'd be really fun to review. And also,
they have Assassin's Creed VR game they came out with called Nexus.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks bad though.
Terrible.
Does it?
Oh no. Most of VR games look terrible.
The thing with VR that VR games look good, and then they show the gameplay where they point and click and teleport, and I'm like,
yeah,
can't get into it.
Yeah. If there's any other movies you want us to talk about, let us know too. They can be old and new. We have the creator. Obviously, we're gonna finish. What is coming else the rest of the year?
Mockingbird movie,
the Hunger Games, A Song of Birds, and
A Song
and Mockingbird.
Nothing else is
Aquaman
dropping.
2.
Oh, Aquaman 2 is supposed to come out at some point, right?
Napoleon's out next week, and
Okay.
I'll have watched Songbird by then. So
apparently, people. Who's the director of the Napoleon movie?
Ridley Scott.
Yeah. So apparently, Ridley Scott essentially told people to go fuck themselves because
people said it wasn't historically accurate, and he was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, I was like,
so funny.
Someone at his last film, The Last Duel, said, I think this film is your most historically accurate you've ever made, and he told them to go fuck themselves as well. I love it.
Based. And I don't give a fuck about historical accuracy.
He just tells all his audiences, go fuck yourself. And people still watch it.
Yeah. Amen, brother. All right.
Well, it's not a documentary.
True, it's not a documentary, so it's not supposed to be 100% accurate. On top of that, you can we're starting writing sessions back up with Tim, so that'll be coming out soon. We'll probably put some type of promo for that over here on the channel as well. And besides that, guys, we'll see you all in the next Tripodcast.
Abducted by my brain and it drains all the dopamine. Pain leaving nothing but the dreams that have been holding me. Reality cracks and it falls as